It's Central Valley Business. I'm your host, Steve Walling. My guest for this segment is Jose Salazar. And Jose, you got a plate that's very full with all sorts of good stuff. We've got SCORE. I'm going to ask you on that. You're an aviation consultant, and you work with the vets. And what else do? You got a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I'm also involved with Toastmasters locally. I get involved with the local chapters. There are 4 right now that are located at the Fresno Kaiser Hospital, which they meet at Mondays and Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights as well. So I get involved with that, and I help the youth group. There's youth groups involved that it's just surprising to see them change.
Through Toastmasters.
Through Toastmasters. And they learn how to speak. They learn how to break the fear of speaking. And it's really, really amazing to see that process.
You know, Jose, I read or heard sometime a long time ago that the greatest fear that most people have is not dying, but it's public speaking.
That's exactly right.
You know, and I actually was involved with Toastmasters for a while up in Oakhurst many years ago, and I highly recommend the organization to anybody that, and it's not just someone that needs to know public speaking, but anybody that wants to learn how to improve their communication skills.
Absolutely.
You know, because you never know whether it's in business or if you're a student in school or whatever. It is a great organization, and they teach you how to address the speaking environment on so many different levels, and it's done in a very positive and affirmative way. You know, it's
yes,
just
it is.
You know, through the little impromptu things that that they often take place. Plus, you have a whole series of competitions and stuff.
Yes.
How are we doing in Fresno with
We're doing really good.
Yeah?
I was the division manager last year, and I could say we've picked up 4 new clubs. So totally, we have about approximately 24 clubs in our valley. Mm-hmm. Our valley stem comes from Fresno to Visalia. So we cover that whole area. We picked up 2 new clubs, one in Exeter, one in Hanford, 2 in the Fresno area.
For Toastmasters.
For Toastmasters.
If I want to get a hold of you, how do I do that?
You go into Meetup. Meetup is the best way, or you can go to Toastmasters.org. But if you go to Meetup, you're going to see Central Valley Toastmasters. You're going to see Breakaway Toastmasters, which is a club my wife started as well, and my third oldest boy. And they get involved with it heavily, and they help out a lot of people in that. So Meetup is a good avenue to go into, or Toastmasters.org. And look for the local clubs in the area of Fresno, and you will see a bunch of different clubs that may fit their time frame.
Very good. I want to move from Toastmasters to SCORE.
Yeah.
Another thing that's near and dear to my heart, being a vet myself. Tell me about SCORE. Tell me about what you do. And
okay. I was invited by Peter Fong, who was my mentor in regards to SCORE, and he brought me into a meeting and wants me to help reach out for the Veterans Outreach in relationship to the veterans that are getting out of the service and they want to start a small business. So I get involved as a mentor to help them with the type of tools and resources that SCORE offers. And with that, it helps promote the veterans to come to the courses at SCORE, which are very minimal in fees, in some cases sometimes really free. So they get set up on how to do business plans and what they need to do to become very effective in their business, whatever that business is that they're shooting for. And so as a veteran myself, understanding their needs, we help them. And so we get that going. It's really an exciting thing for them to reach out on that.
You know, once again, you've got young men and women now that, they come back from the military. They've been highly trained in certain areas, but oftentimes that doesn't transition well into the public sector in their minds. But oftentimes there's skills that they learn there that can be applied very effectively to business. You work with them in those ways too?
Yes, we do. We channel those type of experiences, and we gear into what they're looking for. Some may just want a simple sandwich shop, and we gear into that to help them in their type of skills of meeting. And sometimes it may be public speaking as well, where they're breaking the fear on. So we try to help them with that as well.
Well, that's great. Now, you're also associated with the what's commonly called the DAV, the Disabled American Vets. Tell me about that, Jose.
It's a local chapter in Fresno. I was associated with them, not only for my times in service that I've been. I was in the Air Force, and I got some medical disabilities on that, but it's a great chapter. I joined them. I was a past commander in that chapter, and they go out and help the families, disabled American veterans, the families, to help them, to help the veterans in whatever it is that they need. So it's a great
Yeah.
organization,
It is.
and we get involved nationwide. Gary Sinnes is one of the ones that brings his Lieutenant Dan and
Yeah.
comes to our conferences, and we start getting out there, and sometimes there's miracles out there where they throw their canes down and they start, feeling the healing,
That's great. Yeah, a lot of times people don't realize that the transition that our young people make, particularly those that have been in combat, and if they've been injured, there's a lot of baggage they carry, and the DAV, I know, is one of those places that helps them, make that transition and can serve them in a very positive way.
Yes, that's true, and we help them. We see the type of PTSD-related situations from these young vets, and we deal with them. They talk to the older veterans, and it helps them to cope with the situations they have. A lot of them don't understand what we understand because they say we never were at the desert. Well, as a Desert Storm vet myself, and going to Somalia and the combat in those areas, it was an eye-opener to know that we do understand what they're going through.
Yeah.
It's just maybe not as often as what they have gone through, but yeah, we do help them with those situations.
Generational mentoring.
Yes, it
Powerful
is.
stuff.
Generational mentoring. That's
Yeah.
a good way of putting it.
Now, the last thing on here, and not the least important, I'm looking at this heck of a picture of an airplane. It says Aviation Consultant Evaluation. What do you do?
Well, I'm a retired FAA inspector, and hopefully I can help people that want to provide any kind of service or consultation in relationship to repair stations. I can help them get set up on repair stations. I'm still active as a retired FAA instructor. I still go to the academy, and I still get involved with instructing repair stations as well as compliance and enforcement, which is one of the other hats we wear as an FAA inspector,
Right.
to go out and make sure that everybody's complying with the regulations. So I get involved with those to help people get set up in any kind of mentoring or any kind of thing that they may need, setting up manuals, knowing the regulations are interpreted so that when they go to the FAA office, they can understand what it is to deal with a FAA.
And that's
So-
important because, in aviation repair, it's not like setting up your corner, mechanic stand, where anybody can bring a car in. They've got to jump through a lot of hoops and,
Yes.
and satisfy a lot of criteria, don't they?
Yes, they do. There's requirements and there's regulations that gear in the fact that they have to maintain approved data. And approved data is based on specifications that are looked at by engineering, whether that's FAA or other designated representatives. And we look at that to make sure that they have approved data to do the work in relationship to what they're looking to do.
Okay, I've got a stand or I've got a business. I'm thinking about needing a consultant. How do I get a hold of you?
You get a hold of me. My email is very simple. It's one of the guys, they set it up like that when I was in the military. It's a salad bar, just like going to a restaurant, you have a salad bar. So you get saladbar@comcast.net. Or if there's another way that you want to do it, you can reach me at Starlifter. That's what this beautiful airplane is about. And when I used to be as a flight engineer on the airplane, it's starlifter1056@gmail.com.
That's it. Now, I can get a hold of you for any of these various things we've talked about
Yes.
there, and you will get back to me.
And I will get back with you. And is it okay to give my cell number?
Absolutely. What's your
And
number?
if you want to deal directly with my cell number, it's 559-709-6688. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Appreciate you being on the show. I don't know how you got time to do all this stuff, but you got some great stuff here that you're doing.
Well, thank
It's
you.
very appreciated.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks again, Jose. You
All
take
right.
care. All right, we'll see you when we come back.